This comic creator has one character in Comic Studio, and it's so really weird that probably that X's Demochees Gormal is owned by Demochees sprites from fan kits, some ripped off like this, or some ripped into some kind of transparent. This is absolutely for only one thing, as only one characters, because everything is no backgrounds and many more sprites, but there's only one character left, could be the Gormals. So it's not only one character, but this could be for some sort of content from my singing monsters, such as the bee, like those things, as some kind of singing monsters reference. No, it's not a reference. This is gonna be related for the singing monsters, like weirds as well, or some kind of fan made, or not fan made. And yes, there is nothing, everything. This isn't going to be only one thing. So, this is the underrated comic studio, as we never seen some drafts like here before that. So, we're not going to be finding somewhere other kinds of things left. And that wasn't going to be for just a little bit worth it. And I'm never going to be telling this again. This isn't going to be for such as actually one thing. But of course, if I gotta be clicking here, it's not gonna be have one character. It has at least remaining characters, like my singing monsters, that got in here from this thing as well, or any of those things. And it was such as the bee lunge, the bubble dog, clarinist, clouk, and the cow coconut. And a coconut for probably this thing as well. And it's absolutely never gonna be the same like this thing as well. So we might gotta be added for some kind of crossovers instead of like those things. Whatever. We're going to be trying to find something else. Let's try to find something as the studio crossovers. Eventually, my fingers are started to get a little bit broken because of that accident since then. So, let's find some crossover backgrounds, and we're going to be finding somewhere, as of my Singing Monsters comic studio, by Phoenix Velvet, or some kind of like these things as well. So it's probably that we're not really sure if we're gonna be find something like this. Yep, that is not gonna be a little bit weird. And I might going to be scrolling down, but nothing such as looking at this thing as well. So let's get into this. And we might able to be finding this thing as well. So let's go for the fan-made categories. And we're going to be seeing this thing as well that features fan-made backgrounds as well. I better going to be finding something as well, if I better edit somewhere as well, but nothing instead of like this. We're going to be edited for some sort of garage bands, like here. I remember for some sort of garage bands when I was back in 2018 or 2019, back then when I was probably going to be finding this audio, and it's gotta be a little bit ridiculous as well for some sort of deleted videos. So I may try to find something as well instead of Ultra Kill. I'm not very sure that this is absolutely pretty. It's not gonna be really a wonder. That was a little bit disturbing. So let's add it a swamp, skies, and other kinds of stuff, such as the things like those things that I just. Oh my gosh, I did that. I didn't remember for something kind of a little bit as well. So I'm trying to find something out, even though that I just started to waste my mind, I guess. Since there is no some sort of submitted sprites for around here, because which is including studio crossovers like this. I mean, which is including studio feeds, like for some sort of browsing comics. But unfortunately, there's nothing able to be found out for around of this thing in feed settings. There's no comics have been finded yet as well, but I'm not sure. There never appeared like this thing because something is absolutely being removed like here, and it sends back in for some sort of like this thing as well that I just eventually miss. So that we just completely added for some sort of like these things from my singing monsters, unless we added some sort of animals for some sort of the Gormals and added a bubble dog, the bubble dog, the clouk, and the coconut, including the clarinist, and some sort of a swamp as well. Plus, added for a bunch of Cookie Run characters, including the Puyo characters as well. Even though that must be in the swamp, like added Candlelight Cookie and Licorice Cookie, and must be especially Akun Cookie. And probably there must be a zombie cookie who is being exploited around here or getting stuck here forever, with just like for some sort of unknown battle, or being frightened by some sort of a living monster, including for such as this. And I'm not pretty sure if it's not gonna be that real. And the sky battles, that must be for some sort of night cookie, Hanabara cookie, and Mala sauce cookie, who are eventually going to be fighting against Tara's cookie, who had turned into some sort of monster. And because that Seijo and Arlie, who absolutely going to be one to fight too to get ourselves for a battle. And probably for that's a little bit for one thing as well. We're seeing around for the user submitted sprites who had gone for a little bit for this thing as well. Which means everything. Except for characters, and we might able to be added for the custom sprites instead of an automobiles as well. The gunship has able to be landed as well, and I'm pretty sure let's do for the chaos hell like this. We're going to be find something like this, and I'm not probably going to be a little bit for I'm going to do something like this. So I might able to be added something a little bit for pretty interesting. So there must be a gunship over here, and I wouldn't be able to be for some kind of a little bit perfect around here. So the gunship is absolutely sitting in around here, not pretty close around here as well. So let's move the Taurus cookie all the way, and making this the combine gunship even bigger or larger as well. So it's absolutely going to be staying in this place, and there's no passengers, but this is actually a living creature, of course, or a creature, cyber creature, could be made from the combine citadel, and that must be probably it as well. If you're gonna be trying to solve this thing as well, but only one category with some other 5 characters remaining have been found around here for this thing. This is absolutely a lack of sprites and background images, and which is for some kind of a stolen content or something as well, for one thing. And I never believed that pretty sure that copying things, that the content has probably found this, since I didn't actually saw this whenever that I just going to be find out that I never be able to be meant here. So the link is going to be in description before it's going to be taken down, and I never surprised if it's already down that you absolutely found into the description around as well. If it's absolutely already gone, then you might able to be find out that the link is going to be in description as of the main website in order to browse some comics whatsoever. Expect some ad pop-ups as really possibly that you might going to get scared of this, but not out of this world like this, for some kind of unknown reasons. And thanks again for watching, but probably like some sort of ripped like those things. Or even added more characters won't be able to be coming around here for pretty much as well. Instead, like for some kind of takedown images like those things, for really possible as well. So I'm gonna be see you mini lads and comic studio users, including fellow viewers, all later. And I'll be signing off just for my times as well, because I'm starting to get a little bit dumb here.